今天我们讨论大般若经第一会第51品初分愿行品 Wills and Practices。 第一段，精勤布施 Devote lives for comprehensive giving. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice comprehensive giving, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there is not a sentient being who is a lack of necessities, and all will enjoy all kinds of wonderful toys. Sariputta, this great awakened, through this comprehensive giving, will quickly, completely, closely awakening, awake to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. 精勤精进 devote lives for comprehensive precepts. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice comprehensive precepts, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there is not a sentient being who gets any kinds of bad karma, and all will practice 10 kindness and enjoy longevity, etc. Wonderful results. 第三段，精勤安忍 devote life for comprehensive endurance. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice comprehensive endurance, to beautify my Buddha world, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there is not a sentient being who get this kind of sufferings and bad karma, and all will look after and help each other with kindness minds, like fathers and mothers, brothers and sisters, like men and women, friends and relatives. 精勤精进 After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice comprehensive devotion, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there is not a sentient being who is lazy, and all will practice the cause of kind dimensions and 3 vehicles with devotion and zealousness. 3 vehicles 应该 3 practice.
你这边 3 vehicle
改成 3 practice.
对
And will be born in heaven and all human worlds, and quickly achieve liberation. 6段，精勤静虑 After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice comprehensive silent observing, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there is not a sentient beings who get divergent minds, and all will play freely the silence observing, unlimited and formless silence observing. Formless 定，我们后来把那个无色定就改成 formless 定。
无色定是吧
formless 定。
formless silent observing 改成 formless 定是吧？
改成 formless 定，对。
OK。
精勤般若 After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice comprehensive wisdom, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there is not a sentient being who has evil intelligence, and all will achieve right value and various wonderful intelligences, and completely achieved the 3 brightness. Right value, 正见 perfect value. 3明 3 brightness.
这三明是不是有一个？三明是宝林在不在？宝林是不是一个专有名词？还是
三明是啊，三明六通嘛。
啊？对，
三明应该是个专有名词。
Three brightness 是吧？
嗯
，OK，
或者应该 three mastery 更好一点，
mastery
就是通达。
可以，你 brightness 就 brightness 可以。
好，第七段接正定句 perfect silence observing. Thinking like this, how can I help those sentient beings abandon the kind of evil silence observing and non-silence observing? After thinking, then make this vow. I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha worlds, there's not a sentient beings who has evil silence observing and non-silence observing, and there isn't the name of the two silence observing. All sentient beings are in the stage of perfect silence observing.
二句名声，你这边是什么 ？Two
二句名声 name and sound of the two silence observing. Name and
这个
sound.
二句名声，不太对啊，翻的这个意思好像不太对。
二句就是这个协定句和不定句，那就翻译成定呗。协定就是 evil 定，不定就是 non 定。evil
名声呢？
名声啊，就是它的名和声啊 ，name and sound，就是没有这两个协定和不定的名字和声音和声，更甭提有这个实了。
名词跟声，名声是一个词还是两个词啊？
我觉得是两个词啊，不是那个 reputation 的意思，不是那个名声，就是名字和声音的意思。没有这两个的名，就是说在我的国土里没有这两个名字，更甭提有这两个实际的东西了。
好，往下。
好，稍微改一下 evil 定很难定。第8段善趣 kind dimensions. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there aren't hell, animal, ghost dimensions, and there are not even the names of these 3 evil dimensions. All sentient beings are in the kind of dimensions.
得无啊，我佛土中得无。对啊 ，not hell 这个好像就不会有。
得无，我佛土中 there can be
对
there can be
对，不是 are not。
OK，
are not 是说它不是地狱，它这边得无就是不可能有的意思，是吧？
There cannot be hell, animal, ghost dimensions.
对对对，或者是 do not have， 或者是 cannot be held， 对。
好，我改成 cannot be。得无杂碎 ，cannot have dirty karmas. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices. Beautify Buddha words to cultivate sentient beings to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there are not any dirty karmas. The worlds created there, the residence areas are plain and beautified with very enjoyable gardens, lakes, and all sorts of wonderful flowers. There cannot be any dirty karmas. 好，第10段，得无少福。Yeah. Cannot be less fortunate. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices. To beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there cannot be any sentient beings with more bad karma and less fortune. The grounds are covered with golden sands all over the places. There are all sorts of pleasures. The sentient beings there enjoy them without attaching to them. 得无恶所 cannot have evils. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices. To beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there cannot be any sentient beings who are controlled by evils. All sentient beings do not attach to the forms and lingering to them. Forms 应该大写啊。色 form and the rest states and lingering to them. 得无恶所，无4类句 ，no forms. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice 6 comprehensive practices to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there cannot have 4 forms. Noble, poor, and differences. All sentient beings are all in a similar form and are all noble and in human dimensions.
它这个4种色类是不是指的这个印度的4种阶级的？
可能是。
啊，
但我们也不见
有贵贱，又是贵人，同一色类，它这个色可能就是，我在猜是不是这个讲的是当时印度的4种阶级的一种分类的方法，分类的差别。
这个原经里面肯定有，他说如是嘛，所以肯定是在有，我们在摘要的时候肯定把它去掉了。如果看原经的话，应该有。如果宝林在的话，应该可以查一下。他肯定在我们去掉的那部分里面说了哪4种。
这边把它注意一下，宝林回来的时候通知他一下，看他查一下看 这个四种色类，四种色类是指哪四种色类？
接通上部 ，Who is upper class? After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice 6 comprehensive practices to beautify Buddha rules, cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there cannot be any differences of upper, middle, lower classes. All sentient beings are in the upper classes. 成就净色 achieved pure form. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice 6 comprehensive practices to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there cannot be the differences of appearances. All sentient beings are all with golden appearances, with wonderful and delightful decorations, and have achieved the first complete pure form. 第一的 number 1 full number 1 full pure form 第15段得无主宰 no controllers have controllers. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the sentient, ultimate, perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there cannot be any controllers at all. Who are free to do anything and don't see the image of one who controls everything and never even heard the name. There is only thus coming, worship qualified perfect enlightenment, who teaches Dharma with the name of Dharma King. All is the same herd. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices to beautify Buddha worlds, cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there cannot be any differences of kind dimension and evil dimensions, and there aren't even the names of hell, animal, ghost, battle angels, human, heaven. All sentient beings are in the same herd, practice the same karma, are all unified and practicing comprehensive giving, 6度, immersed in inner calm, practicing the all-knowing wisdom, Tao phenomenal wisdom, all phenomenal wisdom, practice great awakened practices, practice the ultimate perfect enlightenment. 17段接同化生 born by transformation. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha worlds, all sentient beings don't have the 4 birth differences. All sentient beings are born by transformation.
皆同诸有其内，皆同化生。All sentient beings are born by transformation.
化生也不知道有没有一个更好的词，目前只是 transformation。
你这边我在想，就是你是不是用 by 还是用 from？
哦，by 或 from 接同化是 from transformation 或 by transformation。我觉得 by 主动一点 ，from 被动一点 ，by transformation 那就是我控制的。我受生的时候是我 transfer 的，就是我生的时候我用的什么方法生呢 ？by transformation。如果 from transformation 呢，就是我被生的。我觉得在化生阶段，也就是说色界天人以上，应该是自己控制的，都是有定功才能这样生的。
好，下面
好，18段，神通自在 ，Master supernatural powers. After thinking they make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, all sentient beings have mastered the 5 supernatural powers and intelligence and wisdom. 五通是个 wisdom。6段，妙法系时 enjoy wonderful Dhamma happiness. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices, to beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, all sentient beings are enjoying wonderful Dharma happiness food. Their bodies are clean and scented with aroma without physis. 20段，身具光明 bodies are bright. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices, to beautify Buddha worlds, cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, all sentient beings' bodies are bright with no need of outside lamp. 得无昼夜，无昼夜 cannot be day and night. After thinking to make this vow, I will devote my life to practice the 6 comprehensive practices. Beautify Buddha worlds, to cultivate sentient beings, to make them quickly, completely awakening to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. In my Buddha world, there is no day or light, and half moon, full moon all year, and there isn't the name of day and night. There cannot be day and night. 寿量长远 long lives 前面就不念了，一样。In my Buddha world, all sentient beings have long lives with unknown years. 23，前面不念了。In my Buddha world, all sentient beings have the wonderful 32 great appearances and 80 good-looking complete beauties. Anyone sees them will arise clean and wonderful happiness. 成就善根 ，achieve kind root。前面3段也不念了。In my Buddha world, all sentient beings have achieved auspicious and wonderful kind roots, and due to this kind roots, they are able to make offerings to Buddha with all kinds of wonderful stuff. And wherever they are born, they are able to make offerings to all Buddha world owners. Offerings. 无诸病苦 ，no any kind of illness。前三段句话也不念。In my Buddha world, all sentient beings, their bodies and minds are pure without illness. They've never heard of the name of wild wind illness, heat illness, sputum illness, and other diseases. They also have never heard the names of greed, illness, anger illness, ignorance illness, pride illness, etc. Here only large practice. Large practice. 好，现在不念了。In my Buddha world, all sentient beings only seeking the ultimate perfect enlightenment, not willing to hear the hard awakened and long awakened practices. And there isn't even the name of the two practices. They only hear various virtues of the large practices. 大二乘我们怎么分的来着 ？Great practice 吧。大乘是 great practice。
二乘。你这边是翻的是 two practice 是吧？
大乘是 great practice。
对。
我二乘是 two practice。那我给它弄成一个大写吧，因为二乘是一个特殊名词。好了 ，great practice 应该是个大写。great practice。好。27段，离增上慢 ，detach from excessive arrogance。前三段也不念了。In my Buddha world, there is no such excessive arrogant beings. All sentient beings are detached from excessive arrogance. 无有执着 ，no attachments。前三句也不念了。In my Buddha world, all sentient beings have no such various attachments. 寿光无量 ，unlimited brightness and a long life. 前三句也不念了。At that time, my body has unlimited brightness. I have unlimited long life, and have unlimited disciples. 合为一土 ，join as one world。好，前三句也不念了。The large thousand worlds in 10 directions as Ganges River sands will be joined into one, and I will be there teaching Dharma, and teach countless, unlimited, infinite sentient beings. 接令解脱。前三句不念了。I will teach those sentient beings with the perfect Dharma and liberate them from the great sufferings of birth and death. Also make them awakening to the knowledge of birth and death are all nothing as their absolute空。Sariputta, this great awakening, due to these 6 comprehensive practices, they will quickly achieve and close to the ultimate perfect enlightenment. 好了。
他这个临近啊，临近的速得圆满，临近无上菩提，这个临近2个字有点奇怪啊。
Close to complete， 临近的就是说你达到这些东西之后，你还没有得呢，无上正呢你就进了，就是这意思。Close to complete will quickly achieve and close they will quickly achieve and close to complete the perfect。对，就是说你多了这个 vowel 之后，你就很近了。但是你光是 vowel 是不行的，你还要做事情。这一节主要是愿，就是我起大愿的，我在 vowel。
对，好，翻得很好，谢谢。